right now I have this tool in pieces. I'm cleaning it. Gives us an opportunity to look at the bottom, as well as do minor maintenance before reassembling the unit and putting it away in storage. So I'm actually taking this apart to the point where it will void the warranty, but I want to get it clean. There's some annoying little bits that go on inside. It's going to be stored for quite a while before it's used again. So to get it apart, you're taking 2 screws from the top, 2 more screws in the middle, and then 2 small screws that are down in these cavities. And that'll expose this, which can be put in the sink and washed with soap. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So there are my parts drying after washing. I just washed them in dish soap. You'll never get the white powdery almost concrete dust that comes from ceramic tile. You'll never get that out of the plastic. So you just live with it. It's one way of telling that the unit is used. The reason I'm doing this is I want to just put it back in its box, throw it on a shelf, and not think about it till the next 4 or 5 years down the road when I use it again. Here's a look at what the 3/5 of a horsepower electric motor looks like. So I'm just going to use some 3-in-1 oil on it. I'm going to lubricate the bearing, and I'm going to clean up these threads and make sure they're oiled so they're not rusty when we come back to this machine in the future. So now its threads are cleaned up with a brass brush and a bit of oil, and I tipped it up on its side, put a couple drops of oil in there. See what it sounds like. There, that's much better. Now I feel confident putting it away. Now when I took it apart, there was along this rim here, there was a silicone seal. So I'm just going to replace that before I put it together. So this is what they're talking about when they're saying it has an extendable table. To show you what this extended table actually is. That's it. It's a little piece of plastic. That's your extended table. Can't even imagine what use it would be. Simply because if you were cutting tiles where you would need to extend this small table, those tiles are probably too big for this small machine. So this is the other side of the table. This is the wheel side. It had 2 little nubs that hinged it. The one is already broken off over here. I'd be really dubious about using this for beveling. Now it does have an extension which is actually fairly solid, relatively speaking. They have 2 little pieces that actually pop into here. And that's how you get your bevel. There's a lot of things that it claims to do that I wouldn't do with it. Again, this is a great little tool because of the 4-inch wheel and the fact that it's small, portable, and you can use it in the kitchen because this wheel is so small. That's the original wheel that came with it. That wheel is so small, it does not throw off a great deal of spray. This is rolling in a water bath, and it doesn't throw off a great deal of spray. And that's the biggest advantage to it. Now I am actually going to put this together. Now other parts that will go on now. Now I'll put the rest of the machine together. You cannot put the wheel on with this table on. You also have to remove a splash guard, an interior splash guard that sits in a little guide and is held by 1 screw. You have to take that on and off when you change your wheel. First thing is your interior wheel hub. Your wheel can only go on this way, and you have to make certain of the rotation. Now this throws this way, so you see the arrow on the wheel. You want the wear and tear of your wheel to be the way it was intended. Outer hub on after you put the wheel, and then the nut, and there's a special wrench for this nut. and you can safely hold that wheel and tighten it. Now you can't store it in the box with that wheel on, so I will be taking it off. Then the next thing that goes on is this is your interior splash guard. You'll probably have to go to a slightly larger screw after wearing that hole out. Like I say, you can't change the wheel without it. You have to bring the wheel down and around. Now next is the splash guard. It's a trick to clean, let me tell you. Now it wedges into a little, right in like that, and that this is vitally important. It's a splash guard. It's not really a wheel protector. This wheel you want to be careful of, not get your fingers close to, but you lift this up this high when you're using it. It stays up this high. You're going to get a belly full of water, literally. But that's how I controlled the splash of the kitchen in the when I was doing it. I had this right in my kitchen, right at the job site, like 4 feet away from where I was installing the tile. And that's the major strength of this unit, the fact that it's so small and it doesn't throw off so much. So on goes the final table, and then the last thing to talk about is this. I am so annoyed at this. This relies on the flex of this part here to put it in place. That part admittedly has to be flexible for that reason. There it is in place now. But it is so flimsy, it's very difficult to use. But the most annoying part of this, seriously, the most annoying part, it's a piece of molded ABS that is about 70 thousandths of an inch thick. Okay, make that 75. Measuring the bottom of the rail, it's about 125 thou. Just to make this a substantially better tool, all they would have to do is increase this wall thickness to 100 thou. On the inside. It has to be on the inside because your miter guide actually fits over it. But think about that. For probably less than 50 cents, they could improve this tool dramatically. When you use it, what it does is it flexes like that. Sometimes small tiles will slide underneath it, so you literally have to hold this in place while you're using it. The increased wall thickness would simply eliminate that problem. And there's the unit all together. I don't know if I mentioned. It's got the on-off switch has a clear rubberized plastic housing over it. It's what you expect when there's fluids and electricity. Overall, though, I can't complain too much. Don't buy it for big jobs. So between the two videos I've done on this small wet tile saw, you have all of the information you need before you part with your money. For my next video, I'm going to do a review of a small freezer I've purchased recently. I hope to see you then.
When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through. When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through.